Hello.
Hi everybody, K2 here in beautiful San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. We're sitting in a park here and um, we live in the flow and we practice living in the flow. It's an amazing place to live. And when you live in the flow, you have all these power signs. I mean, Spirit just talks to you all the time. We were just in a coffee shop having lunch we'd never been there before, called the Cafe Monet. And I ordered some mineral water, and on the side of the mineral water it said flue con el agua, or flue con el agua. I guess it's a masculine verb, which means in Spanish, flow like water. And we were just talking about living in the flow. It's a wonderful place to live, and it's amazing what will happen and what kind of power signs and what you'll manifest by living in that flow state.
When people talk about manifesting, one thing that often doesn't get talked about is that when you're manifesting, it's all about being in a certain flowing state, like Chris is saying. It's about having a certain being to yourself, being a certain way, and therefore doing certain things that come from your being. A lot of people try to make things happen, or they hope that things happen. They do this, they do that, they follow formulas, and those can work, but they tend to have limited effects, and that's because it's really about your being. It's really about the way you are. So, no doubt you've noticed people who just seem to have an air about them where things just seem to happen, seem to work out for them. Things seem to fall in their lap, and that tends to happen when you're in a flow. And so the same is true when manifesting. You really want to get yourself into a certain state of being where the things just come to you. You don't have to try to make them happen. All you have to try to do is nothing. You actually just have to be in the right place. You have to be yourself and be in the right flowing place.
One way I like to say it is that really you just have to get out of the way of yourself. Because the bigger self that you are knows how to manifest. That's its job. It is much more powerful in manifesting than just you, the personality. You, the personality, have your role as well. And part of that role is to really know what your desires are, to choose your desires. You have the free will to choose that. But the actual manifestation process, that's something that you, your source, your higher self, the self with the bigger S, whatever you want to call it, it's between that and the universe. It will happen, and it happens, as Kaylin was saying, so much easier with much less effort than you could ever imagine if you simply get out of the way of yourself and you live in that flow state. Kaylin and I are living in the flow now. We're living our desires. We travel around the world, we go to our favorite places, and we really are loving life. And we're able to do that because of living in the flow. And we thought, we were talking about it a little earlier. We thought, why not tell you a little bit about our story and, what our lives are like and how we live in the flow, and perhaps it will help you as well, because our lives have literally transformed in amazing ways the last few years.
And one of the amazing things is that the more you allow your life to transform and the more you connect with people who are also seeking to transform their lives, the more your life gets more transformed. It's like it's contagious in a very positive way.
It really is. If you want to have a certain life, if you want to live in a certain way, it's very important to surround yourself with people who are already doing it. I can't emphasize that enough. I used to know this old Confucius joke, when Confucius jokes were popular, and it was, he or she who goes to bed with dogs ariseth with fleas. In other words, who you keep as your bedfellows, or who you associate with, or what you expose yourself to, you can't help but be influenced by, because we're
And
social
be in that
beings.
flow.
In that flow.
Yeah.
So we're hoping a little bit of what we do can rub off on you if that's something you choose. And tell you a little bit about our story and how we've come to live in the flow. So with that, we'll be continuing with more videos, so stay tuned. We have lots of stuff we'd like to talk to you about, and we're going to be doing it while we're here enjoying our life in beautiful San Miguel de Allende, the little town where you become who you are
In the flow.
in the flow.